Good morning, guys. This is DJWOLF Live on a rainy, dreary Monday morning. Today, is September 11th, 2023. Yes, this is the 22nd anniversary of 9/11. And it's really sombering. It's a very sombering moment for me personally. Very harrowing morning. I'll never forget that. It's around 8 something when that thing went down. I think was 8:43 or something like that. I remember it very well. And my son was still in elementary school at the time. I think he was like was he in third or fourth grade or something like that? I don't remember. Yeah, he was in elementary school. I think he was like about third or fourth. No, he was like fourth or fifth grade, I believe. If I ain't mistaken. Oh, it's been so long ago. I think about third or fourth grade. But anyway, and he was at school that morning, and I was at work doing my routine. I had to work on some equipment, and matter of fact, I had just got finished working on some equipment. And all I know is I walked out the door from the room where I worked at. I did the service on the equipment at. And somebody said, the planes just went down. I said, what plane? I said, planes in New York. Yeah. And then somebody now, some people scrambling down the hall. Next thing I know, you have people running in the building or at work. And they said, oh man, another plane hit the Pentagon. They said it was another one that was hidden near Cleveland, my hometown. It was. And here's the irony of it though, this is the stark irony. I actually was scheduled to go to Cleveland that week. No bull. I was scheduled to go to Cleveland that very week. I really was. And I think I changed my mind for some reason. I don't even remember why I changed my mind, but I did actually. I was like, I'm not going. I just decided not to go at all. I don't even remember why I changed my mind, but I did. I just like, I forget that I ain't going. And matter of fact, I had the plane ticket and everything. Sure did. I don't remember where it flew from. I think it flew from Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so I went back to my office and people were running. I said, before I got to my office, I saw people running all down hall and stuff. So this thing was crazy. No, we never experienced something like that before. And I went back to my office and we were watching the Today Show, matter of fact. And they had showed live pictures or pictures that happened from Pentagon and Twin Towers in New York. It's the most shocking thing I've ever seen in my life. And this is not to be hyperbole or anything like that, not to be joking, not to be kidding at all. It actually did look like it was something right out of the movie. Scary time, man. Matter of fact, it was so scary I was out of work for 2 weeks as a result. Sure was. So just go home, just stay home. I think my wife had to work. But it was really scary times, man. I'll never forget that. Matter of fact, I had I got home. Before I got home, I actually got on the road. And on the road, I was heading out. I was going past the Pentagon, and you saw people walking because they couldn't catch the metro. The metro was shut down over there. They were walking from over there. and folks are just, I mean, you saw some people running, you saw some people walking, but there were hundreds of people walking out there. I'll never forget that. You didn't hardly see a lot of cars on the road either. A little bit like this morning, to be honest. Because I got on the road, the main exit I take before I get to the Beltway. It was real quiet this morning. But it's also a wet, rainy morning too. So, but anyway, it's a very quiet morning. I just haven't noticed that it's real quiet. You know, I mean, it's busy and it's wet, but it's kind of like it's not the usual fanfare. Take this again. But anyway, I hate when it's rain like this. And you can't almost see, you almost can't see anything from that. So I drive home. Of course, like I said, I saw people heading from the Pentagon, man. It was an eerie moment. I'll never forget. So I got home, and you can see that section of the Pentagon where it burned out. And I got home. First person called me was my father. He said, "You all right?" "I'm good." So I heard about what happened down there, man. So make sure you was okay. I said, "Yeah, I'm good." I guess he must have thought I worked at the Pentagon. But anyway, I think at one point I was offered a job down there that same year. I didn't get it though, but that's another story. But and then I was going to go pick up my son from school, and he had already left school. And I remember, I think I either talked to his babysitter or something like that, but he had came straight home. So they let him out early, and I think he was on his way back to the babysitter's house, or the daycare rather. You know, anyway, he was still, he was a latchkey kid, but not really, because over in that area I didn't trust him being no latchkey kid. So I think he was over at the babysitter's, and then he came straight to the house, and I watched him, and he gave him the biggest hug. I said, "You okay, man?" He said, "All right." He said, "You okay, Dad?" I said, "I'm good." And that was a moment. That was a horrible moment, man. I tell you, that was about 2 weeks. We were on paying news. We didn't know what was going on, man. You know. And of course, you had Bush as president at the time when all that mess did go down. That's another whole story, you know. Bush, you know. But one of the scariest times of my life. There was I think it was I'm guesstimating. I think it was like some upwards of a few thousand people. I think it was like almost 3,000 people, something like that, that perished. Maybe more than that, maybe less. But I know it was quite a bit, and left dozens of children orphaned. Hundreds of children orphaned, matter of fact. It was a sad time, man. I actually went, my wife and I actually took a trip to New York many years later. Probably about a little over 10, 11 years later, and went to the memorial site, man, and saw those two empty basins that once were dwellings for businesses, known as the Twin Towers. I got pictures at the house somewhere. I don't know where they were. I think I got them on my phone. I keep them for personal reference, and it was very humbling. I saw that. It was like a waterfall that goes inside where the tower stood at the base. That's a deep base too, matter of fact. At the time they were working on the new tower, that stands up now. But it was somber. They actually had, and I'm gonna tell you right now, in New York, when it comes to New York with the cops, those cops in New York are watching you like clockwork. I mean, I was just looking. I was just a regular, normal bystander, not doing anything. And you had to get tickets to go over there too, by the way. I remember doing something like that. I remember we had to get tickets to go over there. So you couldn't just walk over there. I know how it is now, but at the time you had to get tickets. You weren't gonna just walk over there, willy-nilly. Sad, man. And then and we went around the buildings that were still closed at the time because of what happened at the tower. They turned into like a virtual museum. Not a virtual museum, like a museum. That area. It was eerie. One of the eeriest sights I've ever seen in my life. It's sad. It was saddening. It really was. It's still heartbreaking. A couple of church folks that we knew had lost a couple of relatives over there at the Pentagon. So it's sad either way, man. This tragedy ever happened in the first place. It's a tragedy, and I still say, personally, this is a tragedy that in some respects could have been avoided by the powers that be. I'm going to say that. And I'm going to leave it at that. That's just my take on it. No harm, no foul in that. It's just my opinion. But it's something that you never forget. It's something I hope never happen, not only in my lifetime ever again, but hopefully nothing like that ever happen to future generations. That the future generations can learn from this tragedy, and learn to try to cope and do things better than what the previous generations tried to do for world peace. Hopefully better than other generations have ever done. That's my wish. It's definitely, truly my wish on this day, September 11th, 2023. On Dreary Monday. Also happened to be the day after my father's birthday. He would have been 81. Just had to mention that, and I talked about that too. Oh, man. Never forget, man. But my thing is never forget, but always try to do better and do things that will improve on how we treat each other in this country and this world. That's all I'm going to say about it, guys and gals. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.